Yeah, he cooked them.
If there's any fight that he cooked them with what? Just more cuts. It was a lot of blood in that fight.
Yeah, it was a very different destruction, but it was the scores are actually even more wide in this one than the first one.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it.
Did you watch like the whole fight, like beginning to end?
Yeah.
Like were you just tuned into that?
How'd you do that? Both fights was on at the same time.
No, I watched it on. I watched it this morning. I was kind of watching back and forth yesterday, and then went back and watched it today.
Did you find it more entertaining?
I mean, I just prefer the jab anyway, so I was fine with the first time around. Yeah, it was more offensive.
Yeah,
Kambosos definitely tried some things. He was kind of switching awkwardly early on.
I saw that. Yeah,
with Devin. To anyone that and he mentioned it, they mentioned on the broadcast, Tim and Dre as well. He clearly has power. I understand it's not knockout power, but he clearly has power because he mentioned with Kambosos in the first fight, he's like, if I didn't have any power, he would have come at me, and he didn't. You realize why?
Yeah.
And he cuts him yesterday. He was pounding him with right hands all day.
I think it's like pounding effect. I don't think he can't knock nobody out one shot.
Yeah, I don't think
he's not Gervonta Tank Davis.
Yeah, I don't think he's has the one hitter quitter.
Garcia.
Yeah, but I think
let's start with the fact that his body style does not suggest that he has power, so people take everything that he's going to do for granted. The other side of that is Ryan Garcia, who does like actually lean guys.
Yeah,
the exact same body style, nice face, and all these things, doesn't look the part of a fighter. So people have questioned if he can fight for so long until you see him knock out guy after guy and hurt guy after guy. And now you're saying, well, this guy can punch, this guy can hit. Same body style, same everything. And Devin Haney is it's taking longer for him to get credit for it.
It's also probably his fighting style as well. The fact that he's not like he doesn't sit down on one big punch. Yeah. He's not an overly offensive fighter. He's a very diverse style fighting. And it's very good off.
You said the same thing about Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
The thing about Devin, I think he has to give us. It's like you're not the power. I know his dad complains that he's undisputed. He got all the titles, but you guys don't give him the respect. It's the era we live in now.
Yeah.
What have you done for us?
I actually hate that.
I know
because what he.
You also hate the WBA.
Yeah, that's also true. But
I was gonna say we're literally coming out of a belt era.
That's crazy.
But we're coming out of a belt era,
and I'll even take the belts out of the equation. He went after a guy that just beat Teofimo, who was the guy in the division, whether belt or not. He went over to his country, took whatever contracts, signed with Top Rank, signed with he did what he had to do. Went over there, cooked him for 12 rounds. And had to fight him again, and cooked him again both times in Australia. I think they mentioned yesterday it's never even happened where he had to fight. He was an undisputed champion, had to fight in the other guy's home country again.
And I don't think it did nothing for his career.
You don't think so?
Gave him belts.
I don't know. I just look at it differently. I still
want to see Tank. I still want to see Ryan before I see him.
Really?
I'll even take a Shakira a little bit.
Really?
But I still want to see Ryan. Obviously I want Tank is the guy.
Yeah.
You can get mad that you can call his belt fake. I don't care. Tank don't care. Tank can throw that belt away and show up and sell out the Barclays.
Yeah.
He can sell out the Staples. That's Tank Davis. That's what he does. That's what.
What do you make of the kind of the landscape with where Devin Haney's at right now? Undisputed SP.
Yeah, I think this did everything for his career.
Think so? I agree.
I respectfully disagree with Ant wholeheartedly. I think he needed this. I think he needed to mollywop a guy
in another sparring session.
Who took everything from one guy.
Yeah.
And to basically, because you can be claiming I'm that guy, but nobody knows unless you get put in with another guy. So Devin had been, hey, show me love, show me respect. He went and got the guy that took everything from Lopez, who was the guy after taking everything from. I just think, I don't have to go around that whole circle, but yeah, I did everything for his career. He is on an entirely different level now because the belts commanded. But even beyond the belts commanded, when you look at the surface of it, he went to Australia not only once but twice and beat somebody and made that guy look like nothing when that guy just yesterday looked
Yeah.
like a whole lot of
And
something.
I think that's also important where you ended is then people will say, oh, well, Kambosos got lucky against Teofimo, and so Devin really beat somebody that we didn't.
And they can say
But
Teofimo got lucky.
Yeah, but it's like, but wait a second, you were gassing him up after, and he was the emperor, he was this, he was that after he beat Teofimo, and so now that an elite fighter cooked him, you can't take away from now. You can't go, oh yeah, well he definitely just got lucky. Now it's like, wait a second, he didn't get lucky when you after the fight. Now all of a sudden he did.
And it's just not like I'm hating on him, but it's just like the error with the belts. If he goes in there with Tank, he's the B side, clearly.
Yeah, but I think is that the only guy he's the B side with? Shakur maybe.
Ryan Garcia, he's the B side.
Yeah, those are
Shakur Stevenson. I think he's still B side.
But are Ryan and
after that,
Ryan and Tank maybe the two most popular boxers, two of the more popular boxers in the game.
I mean, you got a lot of guys up there.
Yeah.
Well, he has all the belts. There's only a couple. What? Maybe 3 or 4 undisputed.
Right
it's
now,
not a lot in the game.
Maybe
right now at 135. Let me remind y'all that you got now Shakur Stevenson, you got Devin Haney, and you got Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Outside of those 3, everybody else is gone now up to 140.
Yeah.
So those, I think, respectfully in order, I would probably say Shakur, even though he just moved up. Then I don't know.
It'd be an unbelievable fight. I'm not sure that's next.
It's a lot. It's neck and neck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talent.
I mean, yeah.
We could throw them all in the ring and never know who's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lomachenko,
between those 3,
and
let them fight.
And don't forget about Carson's son.
Well, and
Carson throw his son in there and tag anybody up.
Loma. Well, you know how big of a fan I am of Loma, but also I don't know. There's somewhat of a narrative that like, well, now Haney has to see Lomachenko, and it's like, not really.
Yeah.
What did Lomachenko do to earn that? Like, you know how big of a fan I am, but what did he do to earn that?
Who he fights next?
Lomachenko?
Devin Haney.
Devin. So Lomachenko, that could be possible.
Yeah.
He fights in 2 weeks against Jermaine Ortiz, which I think he wins.
Was he dance?
Probably. Yeah, he's been known to. But yeah, I think that he wins that. That's probably feasible. Maybe Haney Lomachenko next year. Be a great fight.
That's a hell of a fight.
Devin's a big 135 man.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fight.
Yeah,
Devin is
a smaller 135.
He's still squeezing in.
Yeah,
he's still squeezing in, and he's still making it work. I think he's got a little bit more business that he wants to handle at 135.
And credit to him.
Move up.
I know a lot of people. There was a lot said about him looking. His face was very sunken at the weigh-in, and he completely dried out. Made the weight though.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna criticize fighters for not making weight, you better give him a lot of credit for making the weight.
And I think with that Devin Loma fight, that's an exciting fight. And
hell yeah,
Devin better come to dance. Loma better come to eat some jabs.
Yeah.
I think
that'd be really good style matchup.
I think Devin, no matter who he fights in his next fight, I think he becomes a star after his next fight.
Yeah, especially if it's any of those guys we mentioned. If it's
I got
Loma, Shakur.
You got
a clip for you guys.
Oh God.
Check.
Okay. Okay. This is like Stone Cold. What's this?
Right, we're on weight. He told me to go out and get this for George. It's the art of war. So if you can hand it to him over there.
Sure.
Because we want him to be well prepared and not misinformed. So that's fine.
The Art of War.
I was so excited
and they presented
about that.
they presented that to Kambosos right there, and you saw Kambosos push it off of the table.
But a little disrespectful to Sun Tzu, but
in this sport, there has to be something outside of the ring that gets everybody talking, that gets everybody's attention, and that makes everybody say, "That was good," or makes everybody say, "I wonder what he's gonna do next." When those guys have the ability to do that right there, which is just so passively aggressive that it was very aggressive.
Yeah.
But so passive and so fun and so, witty and things of that nature, it's only a matter of time until somebody else he gets in the ring with and they really expose what they can do in terms of being characters outside of the ring and have that WWE type of sense of entertainment that everybody, especially out there, is always looking for.
Yeah. And I think it has to come from the fighter. The dad can only do so much.
Yeah.
in your case, your dad talked crap. Nobody cared about that. They knew Shawn Porter's respectful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting. It's got to be the fighter.
Yeah.
The third party can only do so much. If Devin just gonna come in there and perform, that's what Devin Haney's gonna do.
Yeah. I like
and be a world champion, be a star, that's what he does.
I thought that was hilarious. I also I think, and we can kind of close on that if you guys are good with it. Kudos to Bill Haney. I think he did a hell of a job as a trainer. Devin he had a completely different game plan, and Bill's his trainer, and so kudos to Bill.
Yeah, hey, shout out to George Kambosos getting hella paid for sparring.
Yeah, and he also. I was gonna say, Kambosos was just very respectful afterwards. To Devin Haney, he was like, "Hey, he's a special fighter. Like, I came in, I did what I thought. I didn't leave any stone unturned. He just beat me."
He seemed like Shawn. He came out to fight more. The moments I looked, he came to fight, but it just it was levels.
I knew it was gonna be that way, and I didn't. Honestly, I didn't want him to touch Devin and change anything that Devin's got going on. Yeah, at the end of the day, I have a job to do as a broadcaster and things like that. But there's certainly guys that I root for without ever saying a word, and Devin's always going to be one of those guys. All that being said, I just really want to give Devin his roses right now because I've seen pictures of Devin at like 8, 9, 10 years old, and he's walking to the ring with Zab Judah, and he's been in the gym with Mayweather so many years. This kid has had this exact dream and this exact goal for so long. And Carson, how old is he? Is he 22?
23. Yeah.
He's 23. To be 23 and have it all right there for you. Congratulations to Devin Haney for really just accomplishing his goals and not veering off of his mission. And the boxing is just so hard to do in the boxing game. And that's why I'm speaking this way, because I've seen so many guys veer off, and when they try to come back, it's just not the same. It takes a special person to have a specific level of focus and determination, and Devin has it.
Do you, and to close on Devin, you obviously know him, I get the impression that he's a sponge. Like you mentioned, being around with Zab Judah, obviously Yoel Judah, Floyd, sparring with you when he was young, sparring with those guys. I get the impression that Devin is somebody that absorbs all of that knowledge and uses it. Am I accurate in stating that?
100%. He is a guy I would describe as loving the sport and always taking advantage of every opportunity that the sport is going to give him. There's guys who make it in this game because they're just so athletically superior. There are other guys that make it in this game because they're such hard workers that they get there. Devin is one of those guys that loves it. And when you love this sport, all of that stuff is just at your fingertips. And as long as you love it, you're willing to do almost anything that it takes to get to it. So that's why he's going to go as far as he's gone. That's why he's gone as far as he's gone. And he's going to go so much further.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so much he can do. But it's just like, he's a sweet science.
Yeah.
Casuals don't care about that. Casuals like Gervonta Tank Davis, which is not the sweet science, but I'll knock your head off.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, think about when he gets in there with, maybe it's not Tank, but when he starts, say hypothetically, if he gets in there with Lomachenko and he cooks him, people know Lomachenko. The casuals know Lomachenko. I get what you're saying. But your style
is not bringing in more people. Your style's not bringing out the stars.
Was Floyd's late in his career?
Floyd talked that talk outside the ring. That's what I told y'all.
Yeah, but
you got to have 23. Something. Floyd was Money Mayweather talking that talk.
What, at 23?
Yes.
No,
he was knocking people out. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, but
he's not doing neither.
He was pretty boy talking,
and he was
knocking stuff
and knocking people out.
He was very aggressive in and out of the ring.
It's not my fault. It's boxing's fault. Don't get mad at me.
We saw more offense from Devin last night.
Yeah,
and as long as he gets putting guys that who are at his level and are going to come forward and come get him, we can get more offense from him. He'll come along and he'll be more crowd pleasing for anybody that doesn't like what they see from him so far.